Hi, this is Kate. I'm back with part 3 for our little snowman. So far we have him looking like this, but he needs a little hat, doesn't he? He needs to have his little hat on, and I have made this hat so that you sort of have to stretch it to pop on his head, because otherwise it's easier to fall off, and I think if you stretch it, it sort of grips a little better. So this is his little hat. I wanted to touch on one little thing before we get started. Somebody had asked about whether we could do the snowman with legs, and of course you can. And all you do is the first part of the snowman, the head and the arms, as per the snowman tutorial. To do his body, copy the Baymax. Do the Baymax bottom part from the neck down. So you would do the neck down as Baymax, and then you would add your buttons just as you do for your normal snowman. But if you want to do him with little legs instead of a little fat bottom here like this, that's completely up to you. Mix the two videos and it works out quite nicely, as you can see. Anyway, let's get started. We need to do a hat for our little snowman. We're going to start with a magic ring of 6. So take your 6 bands and 1 for your hook or your loom, whichever you're going to do, and make your magic ring. If you've not done this before, check out my beginner's guide to Loomigurumi. That will make things a little bit easier for you. So, oops, come back here, runaway band. I'm sorry for my scungy fingers. As soon as the weather turns, my fingers sort of get ripped up a bit, and so they're not looking very nice at the minute. Plus all my nails broke, so I was in a bit of the wars with the old hands lately, so sorry about that. So there's our magic ring. Now you are going to need a stitch marker of sorts. You can use a regular stitch marker. I've got the clover ones, but you can also use an S-clip, a C-clip, a bobby clip, paper clip, safety pin, anything like that works, just to mark where you start and finish. Our first round is going to be an increase, so you're going to increase from 6 to 12. So do your first stitch and pop your stitch marker on, and then go back into that first stitch and do another stitch in there, another single crochet. And then in the second you're doing 2 single crochets, that's called an increase. And then we do the third stitch. And by the end of this you'll have 12 stitches instead of 6, as I said. Back to your first stitch, you're going to do a single crochet followed by an increase. Move your stitch marker. There we go, so that's our single crochet. Let's do an increase. One, 2, single, and an increase. Single, and an increase. Single. Oopsie. Increase, single, increase, single, and an increase. So you now will have 18 stitches. Our next round is going to be 2 single crochets followed by an increase. This will take you to 24. There's our single. Here's our second single and an increase. And 2 singles. Then an increase. Single, single, increase, single, single, increase, single, single, and this one's an increase, and you will finish on an increase. As I said, that should give you 24. Our next round is going to be 3 single crochets followed by an increase. There's our first one. And an increase is our last stitch. Count your stitches if you want to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29 and 30, which is correct. So our next round is going to be working in the post, and I'm going to do the inside post, the post closest to me. So I'm going to go through, this is the stitch that I just worked on, okay, but this is the post I want to work on. Let's see if I can zoom in so you can see a little bit clearer what I'm waffling on about. So this is my post that I want to work in. So I'm going to go from the front to the back of the stitch that I just was in and pop out this side here, okay. take a band and pull it through and do a single crochet like I would normally. And I'm going to move my stitch marker to that stitch. And then I'm going to go into the next one. So again, I'm going back in to the stitch that I was in here and popping out the next stitch. So I'm not actually working through the stitch here. Normally when we do a crochet we just go through like this, but we're going through and back out and just grabbing that post that's between the two stitches. So we're going to work all the way around, single crochet, but in the post rather than in the stitch. And this changes the angle of our work, so that instead of working out as we have been and making the circle bigger and bigger and bigger, we're moving it down at an angle now. Oopsie, let's try not to unravel all my work at the same time. There we go. All the way around. Nearly back to the beginning. Oops, make sure I just go through the loop. I don't want to capture any of the stitches like that. See how I come through the centre? Just through the loop. The post, I should say. Come on, you. Now, if you have a look, we've got one here. Oh, my silly fingers. Okay, so, and mine was popping out, bending up, but that's okay. Now, I've already worked in this stitch, if you can see here, and this is my first stitch, so I'm going into my first stitch, doing a single crochet, and I'll move my stitch marker to here. Now I'm going to put 4 little bands, because I have 4 more rounds to do after this round. I'm going to go all the way around, single crochet, for 5 rounds. So this is my first round of single crochet. My next round will be 2, 3, 4 and 5. Okay, and that's what we're going to do. And when you get done doing 5, we will catch up and compare our masterpieces and do the brim of our hat. So 5 rounds, and I will catch you back. Don't worry if it looks a bit odd. As you do these rounds, it will even out into its shape. Okay, so catch you when we've done 5 rounds together. So I've done my 5 rounds of single crochet. Now our next round is going to be working in the post again. This time we worked in the front post before, we're working in the back post this time. So we're going to go in from the back to the front and pop through the front to the back so that we can pop that little area out. And we're going to do an entire round of single crochet working in this back post. Let's move our stitch marker and around we go. See how we just go in there like that. So you're sort of working on the side, and this changes the angle of our stitch so that we can come out for the brim of the hat. As I mentioned in my little scarf video for this snowman, we are heading off on our family moon. When Aaron, my husband, and I got married, we didn't have a honeymoon, and we always said, well, when we have a little one, we will take a family moon, and we're going to Disney World for a week, and we leave on Sunday, this Sunday. Thankfully we have somebody coming to stay, or we have someone living in our house looking after our cat who's 20 and is a bit fragile, so he's not going to be alone. We've got cat and house sitter so we don't have to worry. We can go away for a week and have a remarkable time. I'm hoping the weather will be nice, so I'm hoping that's going to help us with our health. And I'm not allowed to take loom bands with me. My husband has said he won't do any work, and I'm not allowed to either. So it's going to be a real fun time. So that does mean there will be no tutorial next week, which is why I'm desperately trying to get this one finished so that I can upload it tonight, so that I can do all our packing for tomorrow. Oh, there's my cat. We're having a bit of a chat. I think he knows. As soon as we take the suitcases out, he'll know that something's up. And he won't be very happy with us. So around I go, working in this back post. And then our next round is going to be a single crochet followed by an increase. And that does not work in the post, that's in our normal stitch. So this is our last one here, and now we go into our first stitch where we have our stitch marker. You can see the stitch marker right here. Go into that first stitch, and it's a single crochet. Move your stitch marker, followed by an increase. 1 and 2, single crochet. Oops, throw a band around, and an increase. That's my little one. Still with her nasty cough. I'm hoping that warm weather in Florida will help her. And our next round after this is going to be just a single crochet all the way around. I filmed all of this and then realised that it was all out of focus, so I had to do it all again. Oopsie. So increase, single crochet, and I finish on an increase. My next round, as I mentioned, is going to be a single crochet all the way around. So go through your first stitch, move your stitch marker, and I will catch you back at the end of doing a whole round of single crochet. You don't want to see me sitting here doing this, you can do it with me. I'll catch you back when we're near the end. So I have done my single crochet all the way around. I'm back to the beginning. I'm going to go through my first stitch, take a band, pull it through, join together and tie off in a nice tight slip knot. I can now take my stitch marker away and I will hide this tie off band in some of these little V's that I have on the inside of my hats. So grab your tie-off band and pull it through, and there we have our completed hat. Now I'm going to just turn this around. This is going to be, it's inverted a little bit, but once the bands relax a little bit, that sort of takes on more of its shape. And then we grab our little dude and put the hat on him. Now I like to flip the edges up so it sort of looks more like a little rain hat, I guess, and then as these bands tighten up they sort of sit there in that shape. But there he is. There's our little snowman with his little hat and his little scarf. I hope you enjoy making him. As I said, you can do him, that's my cat having a nice little chat. Hi Bags. You can do him with legs if you follow the body for Baymax. That will do the little legs for you. Or you can have your own little tiny tot snowman. I hope you enjoy making. Take care. Bye.